Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Jenny of Newstone. This is my first video. Just some things I want to talk about is the season finales we've gotten these last couple of years, sort of. The 2018-2019 series finales. What are these people thinking? Like, okay. First one is about close to a year ago because the new season of it's about to start now, but American Horror Story Apocalypse. Love the season. Thought it was great. You know, it was better than some of the other ones they have. We get Michael, who, I don't know about you, but I have been waiting since season 1 to figure out what is going on with this Antichrist baby, because they can't just leave it at a cliffhanger like that and never revisit it again. And what we get, the Antichrist gets killed by getting hit by a car. Are you out your mind? Really? That's what I get since I think October something 2011? Really? Wow, total freaking letdown there. Let's see. Now, like I said, season was great as a season, except for the finale and how Michael died. I mean, come on, like there were better fan theories online. Like Mallory being an angel, that'd have been cool. You know, son of God or child of God against child of Lucifer or Satan. Cool. No big. But no. She was just a witch who could go back in time and change things. Total letdown. Next one that happens to come to mind, it may not be in chronological order, but next one that does come to mind is The Big Bang Theory. I haven't been a fan of The Big Bang Theory as long as I have some of these other series. I mostly just started watching it within the past, 2-3 years or so. Mostly catching reruns on cable in the evenings. I had nothing else to watch. And then I got into it. So I started streaming the seasons and watching them in order. And then every week when they came on, I was right there to watch the new one. Waiting. Love Amy and Sheldon getting married. Shamey. Loved it. Loved that they went to Disney World. Thought that was great. Did not like Penny and Leonard ended up pregnant. I mean, really? You gotta end it there when just episodes ago she had said she didn't even know if she ever wanted children. But no, let's make it so on the last episode she's pregnant. Yeah, let's do that. That's a... Not all seasons finales were bad. Some were, truly fucking horrific. Like, sorry if you're sick of hearing about it, but yes, Game of Thrones. And no, I'm not gonna bitch and moan about the stupid shit that people have already. Like, oh, what did the dragon burn Jon Snow? Okay. Yeah, I totally should have, but you know what? I can roll with it. I can even roll with the Starbucks cup being left in the sink is straight up until people pointed it out. I didn't even notice it. And who knows? Maybe in Winterfell they have some form of insulated cup that keeps, who the fuck knows, like warm wine hot. Who knows? Could have. Probably not, but could have. I mean, it is possible. But honestly, I didn't even notice. Water bottle, I didn't even notice. The stuff that pissed me off were actual parts of the freaking story. Okay. I read the books that are out so far, from A Game of Thrones all the way through to A Dance with Dragons. Okay, so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, if you were just going to have her turn mad and do that, like, okay, well, first off, just because someone has a parent who may not be mentally all there or mentally sound does not in any means or way or shape or form does that mean that the child of that person will in any way have any mental problems. Most likely, there probably will be. A large percentage probably will. A lot of people, I'm sure that there are people who do. And I know this from experience. But most people don't just snap. Like, it gets to that point where they eventually snap. But there's things that lead up to it. Tragedies, horrible things that happen, deaths, betrayals. Okay, yes, she went through everything in Essos and got captured by the Dothraki and got her Dothraki, and yes, all that, and is in Westeros trying to get her kingdom back that she actually never held. Her father did, but she didn't. And so, yeah, she's trying to get that back. They capture Missandei. They kill her. Jorah dies in Winterfell. The Night King gets her dragon Viserion. He dies. I know, these are out of order. And then she finds out Jon Snow is an actual Targaryen. Oh, Jon Snow, the man I love, don't want me no more because I'm his aunt. Okay? She's cool with brother and sister. She always thought she was going to be Viserys' wife, so she's down. Which, I'm not saying it makes it right, but hear me out. But, that's really it. And then, the Northerners want Jon. Okay, that's shit you can deal with. That's petty bullshit. You still had Westeros in the palm of your fucking hand. And instead of being the good, righteous Misa, mother, that the Westerosi needed, like you gave to Essos, you became the motherfucking mad queen and burnt the city down. That's what Cersei was supposed to do because Cersei's the freaking bad dude. Okay, she's the bad guy. Daenerys is the good guy. Okay, if that was the case, then why did we go through all that boring crap of getting the Unsullied and freeing all the slavers to show that we're better than the people who have them under tyranny? Okay, no! You ended up being fucking worse. She wouldn't do that anyway. Daenerys would not do that. I do not care what had happened to her. So what? She didn't get her snow dick. Boo motherfucking who. So what? People are talking shit behind her back. When have they not? Okay? She wouldn't give a damn. She would not freaking burn the whole city. Now, maybe in the books, because George R.R. Martin is phenomenal at what he does, but maybe he'll make it to where it actually, enough things happen that make her go crazy. Well, here's what should have happened. Yes, they should have taken Westeros without burning King's Landing. They should have publicly executed Cersei, or she should have publicly stepped down, I guess, forfeit, say uncle, and she gets to live somewhere else, like on an island or up at the wall. Well, no, not the wall, because she'd get raped a million times, but like on some island somewhere with Jaime with her or whatever, and then friggin' Daenerys and her Dothraki and her Unsullied go back across the sea to Essos, meet up with her second sons, and take over the rest of the cities in Essos, because she just took over, Slaver's Bay and made it the Bay of Dragons. She still had Drogon, and if she wouldn't have been stupid, she would have had Rhaegal too. Okay, I'm sorry, she is not just going to forget about the freaking Iron Fleet. Come on. What that was Dan and Dave. Oh, we forgot about the Iron Fleet, so now we got to figure up something. And that's what they came up with. Oh. Aren't you cute? But, anyway, should have went and taken over the rest of the cities and everything else over in Essos. And Jon and his people in the north could have gotten the west of Westeros. So that way, Jon could have been the king of Westeros, and Daenerys would have been the queen of Essos. And if they were married, then the Targaryens would rule the world. How? They would go from beginning of the story, the only people who have their name are Bastard Boy, Bastard Boy, and a beggar king, or a beggar king and a beggar princess. Yeah, beggar princess, because Visenya and Daenerys didn't have any wealth or money or lands of their own at that time because they were kids for the most part and they were working on it. So how amazing of an arc would it have been for a bastard boy, a beggar princess, and at least two, if they weren't stupid, but two amazing creatures that the world hasn't seen in hundreds of years end up ruling the world. It'd be amazing. It is Tywin Lannister's wet dream. Literally. If he could have gotten that for his family, he damn skippy. He would have. That would have been his ultimate goal if it would have been possible for the Lannisters to have that at that time. But it wasn't because, one, they didn't have dragons, which is needed to take over a giant conquest like that in such a short amount of time. Because, yes, it did take her years to eventually get to Westeros and do that. I think it's something like 5 years, 6 years. I'm not sure, maybe more. But in terms of conquering an entire nation that has established military, established telecommunication in a sense with the Ravens, and you have another threat. I guess you could call it the chaos factor. The White Walkers are coming, and then you take over not just an entire country, Westeros, because she did after she got King's Landing. She had that bitch. She had it. Except for maybe Dorne, which Dorne was in with her anyway, because they wanted revenge for Elia and Oberyn. So they were with her. They had her back anyway. But in Essos, she had only conquered Slaver's Bay, or now, a.k.a. Bay of Dragons. Why didn't they just conquer the rest of Essos? And then Jon Targaryen, Stark, whatever, I think it should have been Jon Targaryen, honestly, because, how are you going to change your first name? You go, 28 years being called Jon, and now all of a sudden you're going to be called Aegon? No, bitch, no. Here are some other issues that I had with it. I didn't mind Bronn being, High Garden. I didn't mind that. I did mind that Jon Targaryen, Jon Snow, whatever you want to call him, wasn't king in the end. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Not only is he the rightful heir by succession, because after the Mad King died, Rhaegar would have been king. Then, after Rhaegar died, his first son, Aegon, would have been king. But he was dead. So who would be next? Oh, his second son, Aegon Targaryen. Okay? And if he didn't even go by succession, he killed Dany, who at that point, it may have only been for 5 minutes, but for those 5 minutes, she was the ruler. She was the conquering ruler of Westeros, the King's Landing, whatever you want to call it, Red Keep, whatever. That was hers. She conquered them. They were under her control. King's Landing was hers. Westeros was hers. She was the commanding ruler at the time. And what happened? Jon killed her. Wouldn't that make him, the rightful king just in that sense? Jaime Lannister killed the Mad King. Which didn't automatically make Jaime Lannister king, because the Mad King had successors, had his son Rhaegar and Viserys, but Viserys was little, so it didn't matter. But so Rhaegar, okay, Rhaegar, he knew. So and Jaime knew that if Rhaegar lived through the Battle of the Trident and all that, then he would have gathered his forces, came to the Red Keep, attacked Jaime and the Lannisters for killing his dad. And if he was successful, he would have been king because he was in line of succession. But he wasn't. He died at the Trident. Supposedly, I got other theories on that. But he died at the Trident by Robert Baratheon's hands. Now, yes, I know in the books there's something along the lines of they chose Robert Baratheon to be the next king because somewhere down the line he has Targaryen blood. Come on. He killed the king, the present king, even if not coronation hadn't happened yet. It's still, everyone knows, okay? Rhaegar is going to be king after Mad King dies. Robert kills him, and then he becomes king. That's how it goes. That's how all medieval type lore and stories have gone. Not only was Jon Snow perfect to be king of the Seven Kingdoms, it was his birthright. Okay, granted, now he never lived in King's Landing, but he was of the North. He was of Westeros. His blood was the blood of the first men from the Starks. And it was the blood of fire and dragons on his Targaryen side. So Jon Snow should have been king of the Seven Kingdoms. Not king beyond the wall, not king of the fucking wildlings, not starting back in the same place where he was season 3? 4? The beginning of season 1? Like episode 3 or 4 of season 1? I mean, come on. Makes me very heated. No, instead we get Bran the Broken. Doesn't that ruler just fill you with pride that we can call our king Bran the Broken? Yay. Okay. No. If I was going to conquer Westeros and the person who I was up against was called Bran the Broken, and he saw due to warging into ravens and seeing through their eyes and seeing through weirwood trees, and I wanted to take over Westeros, and that was who I was up against. Let's see. Kill every raven that comes near me, or even flies near. Chop down every fucking weirwood tree that I saw. And then, yeah, he ain't gonna see shit now, is he? No. And Bran the Broken, that what does that inspire in people? Does that inspire fear? No. Does that inspire sympathy? Not really. And they pick him to be king because he can't have kids, which, okay, I do get that. But typically the reason why they did that is because if there was a good ruler, his good-naturedness, how to rule good, if he was a good ruler, all usually transferred down to the next ruler, like in Europe, Great Britain, or wherever, the Queen of England. Prince William is going to be the heir after her, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I believe. When the Targaryens started going bad was when, Maegor the Cruel was bad egg, and that egg shouldn't have been able to hatch. And it screwed a bunch of things up, but that was due to mostly greed and selfishness and things that are not good-natured. And yes, the Mad King was horrible. And yes, the Targaryens did a lot of evil, horrible things. But then look what comes of it. Someone like Jon Snow. I mean, he has the best story. He went from being a bastard to being king of the rightful king of the 7 freaking kingdoms. I mean, come on. Bran has a better story? Why? Because he went and sit in a freaking hill talking to a dude wrapped up in a bunch of roots and he can see the past? Whoop-de-doo! Dude, go read a fucking book written by a maester. Apparently they can see in the past too, because guess what? There are like tons and tons and tons of books that are written about the past. And yes, I know, the victor makes the story or whatever you want to call it. Yes, I get that, but we get Sir Podrick, Knight of the Dancing Ding-a-ling, Pain, as the new Hodor. Drop the mic. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really? And then on top of that, Tyrion gets to be Hand of the King. That's how he's gonna pay for all the shit that he did. Granted, I like Tyrion, and I get what he did. He was trying to save his sister and brother, and help Daenerys, and do what was right, and kind of be a little fucktard in there too. I think on his way over to Pentos, and he was drinking in that crate, and he was drunk. I think that really lost him some fucking brain points. But, man, you get to be the second powerful man in Westeros as punishment. Should just gave him Casterly Rock, let him go on home, have his little vineyard, make his little wine, Imps Delight, and chill and sit back with Sandor Clegane. And I honestly think in the books that, alright, it might be spoilers, so spoiler alert, but for the books, I think the mountain is going to have Robb Stark's head. Because they cut his head off, and they sewed his direwolf's head onto his body. But they never really say what they do with his head. I don't think, I have to double check it, but okay. I love Robb Stark too. But anyway, yeah, so that's what we got. Oh, and by the way, I guessed that Jon Snow was not Ned's bastard son. I guess he was probably Lyanna's, either by Robert or by Rhaegar, and she asked him to take her baby because she knew she wasn't going to make it, and she didn't know which one had, if Rhaegar or Robert had one, so I had figured she told him to take the baby, and whichever one won, tell him that it was their baby by her, you know, so that it would live at least. And then, you know, he just went ahead and claimed it as his, but I never once believed that that was his bastard kid. Not once, not by how they talk about him. I mean, come on, they drop hints all through it, and then Robert even says, he raped your sister, and it's just crazy. Like, I guess that shit. After season 1, I looked at my roommates and I was like, I bet you that boy is not Ned. I bet you he's going to end up being the one who sits the Iron Throne. And I guarantee you he is Ned's sister's baby. I'm not sure who's his daddy, but Ned's sister is his mama. I bet. I wait 10 years to see Bran the Broken. Not even on the Iron Throne. Like, what do they sit on now? A stool? Oh, wait, no. Bran has his chair. A wheelchair. What, is he just propped up there on those stairs? Like, I'm here in my wheelchair doing wheelies and shit. Because Daenerys done killed everybody in my motherfucking kingdom, so I ain't got no one to rule over. What would have been better if they wanted to blow Westeros up so damn bad? Have Cersei blow the catches of wildfire that were under the city. You even see some of them going off when Daenerys is blowing up the place. I mean, come on. Really? Okay, so it makes me mad. Like, the thing that makes me most mad about it is, like, I saw a video on YouTube, and yes, I know, it's YouTube, it's the internet. You can't believe everything you see. But George R.R. Martin Gurm said that there was going to be one last scene between Rhaegar and Robert, and like of them battling or something at the Trident, or some scene where it would flash back and go back to them. And all I wanted, they could have taken a half an hour out of the season finale that sucked, by the way, but they could have taken a half an hour and gone back, showed Rhaegar telling Robert, like at the Trident, like on his horse, bro, I didn't rape her. She asked me to take her so she didn't have to marry you, bro, or something. And I'm thinking that might be how it ends in the books. Rhaegar actually might have said, yo, bro, we're in love. I love her. She loves me. We got married. She wanted me to come get her so she didn't have to marry you. We were in love. You know, I didn't just kidnap her and do things to her against her will. We love each other, you know. We have love for each other. What my father did was fucked up. I'm not going to be like him. I don't agree with what he did. I don't agree with burning people. He was weird. He was out his damn mind. He needed to be overthrown at Harrenhal, but I went and fucked up and was thinking with my dick. My bad, bro. My bad. You know, and yes, Robert might have been pissed, but I guarantee you, Rhaegar Targaryen would be like, yo, bro, I know some bad bitches. You know, I'm a prince of the Seven Kingdoms. I know some bad bitches, bro. I can hook you up. You know, and then maybe Robert Baratheon wouldn't have been so mad and would be like, all right, cool. I just wanted one scene where Robert ends up finding out that Lyanna was not raped. She did not get kidnapped like some little damsel bitch ass in distress. No, she went with him because she wanted to. She wanted Rhaegar. And she didn't want Robert. I mean, she knew he was an adulterer. He already had one bastard child in the Eyrie. What's to stop him from beating some other chick's bed when he gets tired of her? So why does TV suck? Why are our directors and writers taking our favorite shows and just running them into the ground, not keeping up with their own canon? Maybe I'm getting old. You know, I'm 31. Maybe it's hard to imagine because I don't feel old, but maybe I'm an old fogey. Like, so I hope you've enjoyed my video on my thoughts about the past year's season finales that we've had. I do hope that you enjoyed them more than I did. I was severely disappointed, and it sucks. But I hope you did enjoy them. If you liked my video, please click like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, please feel free to hit the thumbs down. And thank you again. Have a great night.